My name is Amanda Lee, and I am the volunteer field director here at the Heron's Nest site in what is known as Seattle, Washington, in the Duwamish River Valley. I am also a board member of Shared Spaces Foundation, which was founded in 2020 here in Seattle. And our focus and mission is restorative justice and sustainable education. The Heron's Nest site has been directly impacted over the years since the early 1900s, when a lot of industrial building and dredging of the Duwamish River began. This site has been excavated and developed by mainly one family who did contribute a lot within the development and industrialization of the Duwamish River, and was built as a single family home residence that has been passed through the hands of multiple developers until Shared Spaces became aware in 2020 of this property coming for sale. And that's when Shared Spaces began leasing the land to hold this space in efforts to be able to purchase the land and return it to the Duwamish people.
And I ran into Amanda while I was working down there. She came by in 2020. She's kind of supported the tribe and various different ecological actions and projects over the years, and so she came down and just let us know there's this project going on up here. We found this cool piece of property that we're trying to preserve and actually return it to the Duwamish.
My name's Olivia Johnson, and I work at the Duwamish Longhouse and Cultural Center. I've been working there since February of this year, but I grew up there pretty much my whole life. Andrew was the one who told me all about it. He got us all involved. We've kind of been on this little journey to get it funded the whole time. It was actually pretty exciting when that all worked out and everything happened so fast.
We applied for a lot of different grants. We had some friends from this group called the Global Shapers, which is kind of a young professionals group that focuses on social justice and ecology and things. They helped us out a lot, and we were able to get a grant pretty recently that's sort of saved this property, and otherwise, without that, it would ultimately be turned into more than a dozen $1 million+ townhomes, which doesn't really do anybody good except for developers creating market rate housing. So I'm very happy that a lot of people and good luck came together to make this happen.
So since cleanup efforts began in 2020 and up until today in late 2021, Shared Spaces has helped in the efforts of raising almost $1 million to be able to secure this land, and are currently in agreements with the Duwamish tribe around purchasing the land and directly transferring the title into the Duwamish tribe's name. Shared Spaces will continue the efforts to working on land remediation projects, restoration, and community access facilities in support of the tribe and surrounding River Valley. And to be able to continue these efforts, we are still aiming to raise $500,000 by the end of this year or early spring 2022 to continue land restoration, remediation, food sovereignty programs, youth and adult educational programs, and community access events.
Like, a lot of people do try to entrust land to us, and you know, it always comes with a catch. So this is the first time I've actually seen it be completely genuine, where it actually is going to come back to the tribe. And I think that it'd be really good for us as, you know, the sovereign, or, you know, the traditional people here, to have more control and ownership of our traditional land. You know, it creates a lot of avenues for communal tribal events, and even doing culture classes up here. I just see so much potential.
Yeah, it's a big property too, so it's 3.5 acres here roughly. That is more than the property that the tribe's got at the Longhouse. So as far as property the tribe holds in common, this is going to be a nice big chunk of that now, and hopefully the ball will just continue rolling in that direction. It really has a lot of different kind of overlaying ecological parts here, and to support that in an urban area, I think it hopefully will kind of continue to change people's minds about that they can do something really local to themselves collaborate with a bigger project like this or other small ones to improve ecology in the places that are actually the most damaged, which is cities.
My grandma came up here and she was like, we could have a powwow here, you know, like, or even Andrew said, you know, we could host like the next journey, the canoe journey, like in the future. I honestly, when I came up here today, because we do culture classes once a month, and I really see us coming up here to like strip cedar and, you know, learning more just about the land and about our people, just regaining some of that knowledge back and some of that culture back that we lost.
So right now we're at about 960,000. So we still have that remaining, give or take 500,000 left to raise for the continuation of the project. We do have multiple GoFundMes, kind of broken up into those different projects. When we did start working up here in 2020, there was no water or power. We were trucking trailers filled with water up here to be able to have, you know, potable water for volunteers and stuff for almost a year. So yes, there's still definitely a lot more work to go into everything, and also just being able to cover ongoing utilities and maintenance and overhead costs as well. So we do have multiple GoFundMes that are allocating direct funds towards each project. We also can receive direct donations through both websites, and those are directly allocated now into the Land Restoration Fund, since we have accomplished, being able to secure the land and the parcel itself. We will be able to offer a community workshop and tool library access in partnership with West Seattle Tool Library, to be able to provide free Skillshare workshops for youth and adults. And we also are continuing efforts to create a full cedar classroom and covered meeting space, as well as a 65-foot greenhouse that has been reconstructed here on the land, which we will be able to utilize to produce native fruits, plants, and vegetables for the benefit of Duwamish tribal members and services, as well as the surrounding communities in support of the food justice and food sovereignty programs. One of our largest efforts in conjunction with having access to the greenhouse is to erect a large slant-styled live timber roof to be able to host an outdoor kitchen in cooking and cultural events, classes, and public use to the community for an outdoor space within the city of Seattle that folks can come and enjoy and utilize for meetings and events as well.
Come to the Longhouse and talk to us. That's like, I cannot sum it up into, you know, a couple sentences. You really have to just come to the Longhouse and get to know us and talk to us and see the museum, schedule a tour, and sign our petition.